The rain had been hammering against the floor-to-ceiling windows of the penthouse for hours, turning the city lights of Chicago into a blurred, shimmering watercolor painting. Inside, the only light came from the fireplace and the low, amber glow of the table lamps. Elena stood by the window, swirling the last inch of red wine in her glass. It had been a long week. A week of missed calls, late meetings, and sleeping on opposite sides of the king-sized bed just to get enough rest to function. She heard the heavy oak door to the study click open, followed by the soft pad of footsteps on the plush rug. She didn't turn around. She didn't need to. The air in the room shifted, becoming charged and heavier, the way it always did when Marcus entered her space. "You're still up." His voice was low, a rough baritone that vibrated right through the floorboards and into her chest. "I couldn't sleep," Elena murmured, watching his reflection in the dark glass as he came up behind her. Marcus didn't speak immediately. Instead, he stepped in close, his chest brushing against her back. He radiated heat, a stark contrast to the chill radiating off the window. He took the wine glass from her hand and set it on the sill, his movements deliberate and slow. Then his hands found her waist. His thumbs pressed firmly into the silk of her robe, sliding upward to trace the curve of her ribs. Elena let out a breath she felt like she'd been holding for 5 days, her head falling back against his shoulder. "You're tense," he whispered, his lips grazing the sensitive skin just below her ear. "I missed you," she admitted, the vulnerability of it making her voice tremble slightly. "Even though we've been in the same house." Marcus turned her around slowly. His eyes, dark and intense, searched hers. There was a hunger there that had nothing to do with food and everything to do with the woman standing before him. He reached up, his fingers tangling into her hair, gently tilting her head back. "I've been thinking about this moment since Monday morning," he confessed. He kissed her then, not a quick peck but a slow, devouring claim. It was wet and hot, tasting of bourbon and longing. Elena's hands bunched into his shirt, pulling him closer until there was no daylight between them. The kiss deepened, growing more urgent, the frustration of the week melting into a desperate need for contact. Marcus walked her backward until her legs hit the edge of the velvet sofa. He didn't break the kiss as they sank down, the friction of their bodies sparking an electric current that made Elena's skin prickle. His hand slid down her thigh, pushing the silk robe aside, his palm rough and warm against her cool skin. Elena gasped into his mouth, arching into his touch. The storm outside was raging, loud and chaotic, but the storm inside the room was far more intense. "Tell me what you want," Marcus growled against her neck, his teeth grazing her pulse point, sending a shiver straight down her spine. Elena ran her hands down his chest, feeling the heavy thud of his heart beneath his shirt. She looked him in the eyes, her gaze heavy with intent. "I just want you," she whispered. "All of you. Right now." Marcus didn't need to be told twice. He pulled her flesh against him, the rest of the world falling away, leaving only the heat, the scent of rain and desire, and the long dark night ahead of them.